Well, hello and good morning to all of my conscious cruisers out here. We are out there, I should say. We are here for episode number 24. I have with me my trusty co-host Chet from Sea Leg Journeys and Elisa from Elisa's Adventures in Cruising. How we doing today, guys?
Good. How are you?
Chet's having one of those mornings. He definitely needs to just beat on his chest and just. I
have done everything today except for what I needed to do.
We all have days like that, but we'll be okay because Scott has his coffee.
I do. And hey, remember back in the old days when they used to let you beat on your chest for the hairy chest competition in Carnival? I miss those days. But today we are going to be talking about cruise deals and casino deals and all that fun stuff, and maybe how to get a free cruise or two. So, have you guys gotten any good casino or cruise deals in all of your cruise history of cruising at all?
Never.
Never.
Let me get a notepad. I'm taking notes on this one, you guys.
Me too.
Lisa's getting a notepad, and we will be back after this to talk about all the deals.
Welcome into the Conscious Cruiser Podcast, the know before you go approach to cruising and travel. The smartest cruiser is the Conscious Cruiser. And your conscious casters, Elisa, Chet, and Scott.
That's right. We are your conscious casters. I do love that music. We're all coming back and we're all swaying. So today we are going to talk about the know before you go approach to casino and cruise deals for potentially a free cruise, or we're going to talk about some of the best deals that you guys have gotten out there on some cruises. So let's dive right into it today and start off with an in your opinion question. So in your opinion, Chet and Elisa, are cruise and casino deals the reason why you cruise, or does it influence the bookings that you guys do?
Ladies first.
It's a setup. It's like yes and no. I don't. I really use my travel agent a lot, and usually I'm saying, "This is when I want to go. This is how much I can spend. Can you make it happen?" So I don't really shop for the deals. Like, I know Chet's he's got a system. He'll tell you about that in a second. So, but when if I get an offer or something, I'm looking for one of the mailers. If I get one of the mailers to my home, then I might call my travel agent and say, "Hey, is this something? Can we make this any better? Can you throw in anything extra?" But I don't shop the deals like that, so I don't know.
Okay. All right. So have you ever booked a cruise with your travel agent and then surprisingly, whether it's the time of the year or it's the cruise that you picked, they say, "Oh, well, at least you actually have an extra $100 onboard credit or an extra $50 onboard credit, whether it's booking with me or whether it's just the time you booked. Well, here's an extra $100 for you, at least."
Yeah. So they will he will tell me about, they have a special deal going on right now. If you book between, I don't know, by March 25th, I'm just throwing out a date. This is not real information, people. That you get an extra onboard credit, or you get, I don't know, a free upgrade to something. Then yeah, of course that sweetens a deal. Maybe hurries me along in giving that initial deposit. So of course that's helpful.
I love it. How about you, Chet? Are casino and cruise deals in general the reason why you guys cruise?
Well, I have to say no to the casino part. We've only been in the casino twice out of 40 some odd cruises, and I've lost a total of $62. I can tell you exactly how much. $62 in those two trips to the casino. But so no, I've not been offered any casino deals. However, if there is a cruise line out there willing to take $62 more to give me a free cruise, come on, I'll spend $62.
$62.
You crack me up, buddy. You crack me up. $62.
$2 on one time, and another time I had $60 of onboard credit left, and we had to spend it before we could get off the ship. So it took us about an hour in the casino, and that's only because we had somebody who actually knew how to play the games and helped us along. Otherwise, it'd been about 5 minutes. But we do get other deals, though, not casino deals, but we do get other stuff. And like Lisa mentioned, a travel agent, they can help you find those deals even better than I can. But like a group cruise, we have group cruises that we go on, and there's always a special rate on that because as a group, you can get a discounted price. And guys, you don't have to actually be part of that group. Maybe you find out that Bill's bowling league down the street is going on a group cruise. You don't care about bowling. You don't even care about Bill, but you can get a better price on that, save a couple of $100 if you book into that. That's good. And you can do that. And that's a great way right there to get a deal through a group cruise.
I love it. I love it. I honestly didn't even think about that because there are a lot of times that those not all the time, depending on who you book with and what they're giving you and what extras. Sometimes it could be a little bit cheaper. And honestly, if it seems like it's not cheaper, you have to look into what they're actually giving you because a lot of these travel agents have resources that the normal people don't have, whether it's adding the Wi-Fi in, whether it's adding the drink package in, and those things are now included with that price. Yes, the price seems a little bit higher, but if you were to just come on and just book that drink package plus what you're paying, you actually find out, well, it's actually a little bit more. And Chet was kind of right. I should have went on Bob's Bowling League's group cruise, and I could have saved $500. Yeah, I like that. So for me,
Bob,
I would definitely have to say now the deals that I'm starting to get are kind of influencing, I guess, my cruise choices a little bit. And I was definitely like Chet, one of those who really didn't go into the casino too much. But again, the people that you hang out with kind of influence you. So I've been on a bunch of cruises with Richie from No Pants Profits. I actually just got off a cruise with Carnival Cruise Addicts. So a lot of my friends now spend some time in the casino, and I guess I'm learning and I'm starting to like different machines. And I actually had a high point total of 2,000 points last time on my last cruise in the casino. So now I'm starting to kind of get what I call the Carnival pity deals. So they give you the ships that are in Brisbane, or they give you ships that are in Tahiti, and they're like this tiny. But hey, if you fly all the way over there, you can take a 14-day cruise for only $100 because I got 2,000 points in the casino. And I can also have a drink package in the casino too. So, I mean, hey, it kind of sounds like a deal if, somehow or another, I had $2,000 to fly to Tahiti.
Exactly.
However, what I will say with the 2,000 points, I wasn't trying to get to 2,000 points until I was about 1,200. And then I was like, okay, well, now we got to get to 2,000 points because that actually unlocks drinks for you in the casino. And that goes on any sailing. So if I were to book now a sailing, I have that kind of deal in my pocket where I would get drinks in the casino. I think for me and another person, I'm not sure on that, but it's at least for me. So if I'm going solo and I get a sort of drink package, it kind of pays for itself. You throw the guy an extra 20 for the first drink, and hey, he makes sure that your drink is full. I'll tell you, that's another tip.
He keeps them coming.
Well, I found out that my $62 in the casino was sort of like the Saturday Night Live Jeopardy edition, where I had minus 14,000 points, and I'd have to pay them extra to get on a casino deal.
True. Very, very true. Very, very true. All right. Here is question number 2 for you guys, coming hot off the press. The know before you go. How do you take advantage of casino or regular deals that come with things that are free, say like drink packages for free or cruises for free or Wi-Fi or even comps? I've heard of people getting comped the gift shop or getting comped the steakhouse, things like that. So have you guys ever gotten a comp, whether it's from the casino or not, on a cruise, and how did you like that, or how'd you deal with it?
Well, we have not, because like I say, we've only spent $62 in a casino over 21 years, but we've sat at tables with people who, like you say, they go to casino every day, and we've watched them bring bottles of champagne to them. We've watched them bring lobster to their table from the steakhouse and then told them, hey, you can go to the steakhouse tomorrow. We've had the captain come over to the people sitting at our table and personally give them a bottle of champagne and from the casino play. So we have been witness to these things, and we've even had them tell us that they were getting a free cruise next time, and they were getting a suite and all this stuff. And I was like, what? And one particular time there was 6 of them. There was 3 other couples at our table of 8, and all of them, when they left dinner, they went to the casino and they stayed there till the sun came up. And so they were always bringing them something to the table, lobster, champagne. Tell them, hey, you got a spa date tomorrow, complimentary from the casino.
That's popular too. Yep.
So there's not just them telling us; it's somebody coming to deliver a message to them that they got this, with a card and everything. I'm like, wow. So there are some really great comps, if you call them that, that they give to you from those casino deals.
Yes, very, very, very true. Very true. That's a good point. How about you, Elisa?
I have to say it's enjoyable when I'm with some friends who have some perks from these deals.
You're echoing what I'm going to say. I love it.
Especially in the casino bar area, I have been able to have, a cocktail or two. I like that. Courtesy of one of those deals. But again, it's not, I guess I don't spend enough time in the casino. I might be close with Chet on the $62 spent. It's like, I'd rather come home with something like a tangible souvenir from the gift shop than to gamble. But that's just me. The deals are definitely aspirational because I know people who reach those levels are very excited about it and want to keep them going and keep all their perks coming. So I'm not knocking it, I just haven't done it.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll admit to you, Elisa, I probably had maybe $162 before the beginning of this year, the end of last year, because I would always walk by the casino and I would just be like, no, it's not possible. I can't win. I'm the minimum better. So I'm betting the 88 cents or the 75 cents. I ain't betting no $2.25. Sorry.
That goes quick.
On the dream earlier this year, I had woken up early for a cup of coffee, and I was in the non-smoking casino, and it was one of those ports where the casino was actually open. I believe it was Half Moon Cay, because there's casinos out there, so they stay open. And here I am at like 6:45 in the morning. I said, oh, why not? I just threw a $20 bill in the machine, and all of a sudden I won $538, right? On a minimum bet, I was like, hey, I never thought that this was possible. I thought it was fake. I thought the buttons just ate your money. And here I am. And now I'm like, if I can win 500, can I win 1,000? Can I win 1,000? Can I win 10,000? Can I take my conscious pass on a cruise with my winnings? So
that would be awesome.
It didn't happen. I'm sorry, guys. It didn't happen. I'll keep on trying. I'll keep on trying. But that kind of, I don't know, set me up, I guess, to chase these points now a little bit. And like yourself, even though I'm not all the way up there, right? There are friends that I do travel with. For instance, on our last cruise, it was Liz's birthday from Carnival Cruise Addicts. And her casino host was actually nice enough to get the 10 of us into Cucina del Capitano for her birthday. And that was all covered by the casino, covered by the casino. And thank you, Liz, from Carnival Cruise Addicts, for that. But I was able to take part in that comp because it was her birthday, and we had drinks, and we had a delicious entree, and we had dessert, and the food just kept coming, and it was amazing. It was amazing. So yes, definitely friends who I travel with who definitely gamble more than I do. I get to share some of those comps, which is nice. but taking it, you know, for me, taking advantage of them for myself, I really don't get too many of them other than maybe a drink package in the casino now, but I don't really get too many. So it's not really me taking advantage. I think it's my friends who I'm sailing with being nice enough, like Lisa's friends, to share some of their advantages with us. So I like that. I like that. All right. So before we get to the second half of our show, I am going to play today our sponsor, who would be Sea Leg Journeys, right next to me. He's got some crazy, wacky, motivational shows all during the week other than this one. So let's talk a little bit about him.
Hi, I'm Robin. This is Chet, and we're Sea Leg Journeys.
That's right. So come on with us, and we're going to show you the ships, the ports, and the excursions that we do while we're cruising.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and of course, YouTube.
That's right. So come on and join us on all the fun things we're going to do. We also have live shows Wednesday and Friday morning at 8:30 Eastern Time and Sunday night at 6 p.m. So come on and join us there too.
And don't forget, we have a wide variety of videos on YouTube, from everything from the food, to the rooms, to the excursions, to the ships.
That's right. So come on and join us for the fun here at Sea Leg Journeys. How about that?
I love that. I love that. And I was actually admitting to my co-host before the show that I am actually making some new promo commercials for all of us, all three of us. And I fell asleep at my computer last night, so that's why we don't have the new ones just yet. But I do want to also say, if any of our listeners out there would like a little promo piece, please email us over at the conscious cruiser at gmail.com. Yeah, so we can get you in here for a sponsored episode. So yes, thank you very much, Chet, for sponsoring today's episode. Okay, let's move on and talk about another know before you go. And this may be something that you guys don't budget for, but I still want to know, maybe one of your friends has a budget tip, or maybe you've heard of a budget tip, but the know before you go, how do you budget your casino play before a cruise?
I think that's probably the biggest issue for me as to why I don't spend much time in the casino, is if I've budgeted, you know, say $100 a day to spend on my excursion, or even if we're on the ship and I've gone shopping. If I had the casino money, for me is whatever is left from the day. Okay. Then I will go and play that. I don't have a separate casino budget. Excuse me. And I don't know how much I need to put into the machine or play at the table or whatever to trigger one of those deals. So I go with the sure thing, and I purchase something at the store and bring it back in remembrance of my trip. So, you know, maybe in the future that will change. Maybe I will add that line item to my budget so that I can play a little more in the casino. But for now, I don't have that separate budget.
Okay, it only takes one $500 winning to rope you in. Just saying.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty inspiring. Yep, it is. It is.
How about you, Chet, and your $62?
Yeah, my past experience with $62. The first time we went, we took a roll of nickels each. That was when they still had nickel machines, right? Wow. So she had a roll of nickels, I had a roll of nickels, and yeah. So that didn't last long. And for years, like 15 years later, a friend of ours, Jeffrey, he's got a YouTube channel too, and he says, hey, how about come on to the casino with me, and I'll show you some of these games. Well, we had $60 onboard credit, so we said, you know what? And it's the last night of the cruise. We ain't got time to go do no shopping or nothing, or getting to the spa or anything. So we went in there and learned how to play a game, and it was kind of fun. Cost us $60 for that hour, but we had to spend it anyway. Now, I have heard people how they do budget, and some of them have like a separate a card that they'll put on their account, and they'll say, okay, however much I have on this card is how much I can use in the casino. I've heard that. I've heard other people take like Lisa said, maybe $50 or $100 a day or whatever their dollar amount is in cash, and they'll go down and they hand it to the cashier that day, and they play that till it's gone or whatever, and the next day they've still got money. And so I've heard different ways like that of people setting aside their money, and I think of it kind of like Elisa mentioned too. We budget for shore excursions and cash to have if we go out into the port. So that don't really leave anything left over for the casino, especially since we're not gambling people. I figure if I've got to gamble, if I know I'm going to spend this $200 on this cruise for something, I'm going to gamble that my wife will be happy in the spa. So I take her to the spa.
It's a good gamble. It's a good gamble.
I come out a winner every time. That's my great tip to you. Gamble on something you know you can win, and you got a wife, it's the spa.
You have some hot tips today, Chet. I love it. I love it.
Zero preparation. See what I can do.
I love it. I love it. Well, for me recently now, if I do have the money, I will try to allocate about $100 a day for the casino. And I know that's not always. And if you guys were on the Magic with me just about a month ago, that was the poor cruise for me. So that wasn't the normal spending that I would be able to do. But if it was the normal spending I would be able to do, I would allocate about $100 per day to go into the casino. Now, there is a complicated equation to how you get the points. It's about time spent versus the machine that you're at and how much you're winning. So it is really big, complicated mathematical problem. Plus, it's about a $2 ratio, 2 to 1, 2.5 to $1 ratio. So there's a lot of mathematics that go into it. For me, I like to spend the most amount of time in the casino that I can. So with that being said, if I'm on a bad streak, I have no problem getting up from a machine and walking to another one, right? I know there's like people that will like, I'm going to stay at this machine for 5 hours and I'm not. Hey, you do whatever you want. But if something's not working out for me and I'm down to $67 and it's only been a minute and a half, well, I'm walking away from Huff and Puff and I'm going to go to Dancing Drums. Okay. I got no problem with that because I like to spend the most amount of time so I get the most amount of points now that I'm kind of like point chasing in a way. Okay. And I also have another rule. Let's just say I put $100 in. If I all of a sudden get to 150 or 153 or 160, I take it and I walk away, right? My rule is if I've made half of what I've put in and I still have my buy-in, I'm walking away for the day. Because most of the time you get greedy, right? You try to change it into 175, 180. Oh, I'll walk out when it's 190. Well, guess what? You're going to walk out and it's going to be 90 cents. And you're going to say, I should have not played yet. I should have not went to Dancing Drums. Well, guess what? You had that chance when you had $153 in your hand. Yeah. And now you got nothing. So that's kind of like my rule. And it's tough. Believe me, you look at you like 106. Come on, let me just get 5 more spins. Come on. Just walk out. You budgeted yourself, right? That's my budget tip. Definitely walk out when you are up. I know the temptation can get all of us, but that's kind of how I budget if it's a good cruise and I'm spending like the Dream in January. That was a good spending cruise for me. So yeah.
Good.
Yes. All right. So let's go on to my favorite segment. It is the question of the question. Okay, so have you ever won in the casino and have you ever lost in the casino? And share a little bit about that to both of us.
Again, I'm not the big gambler. So it's like, if I'm like you, if I put my, 20, 40 bucks in there and it's gone in 5 minutes and like, okay, what is there trivia happening somewhere? I'm not hanging around. So I haven't experienced some major loss like that. And the times that I have been up, $100 or $80 or whatever, I did cash that out and went on about my way. I didn't try to turn it into thousands.
Good.
I figured I was already pressing my luck.
Have you ever seen anybody win a jackpot, or have been behind or cheering somebody on that you were on a cruise with or something like that?
No, I mean, I've participated in slot pulls, and of course there's a crowd and we're cheering each other on trying to get that jackpot, but I really haven't seen it. Maybe if I have spent more time in the casino, like, you get the buzz because all the excitement that's going on around and seeing a hand pay and all that kind of stuff, it would be more inspiring, but I'm good.
I'm good. I love that. How about you, Chet?
Well, obviously, with my $62 I've spent, I've never won any money. But I think I had a win with the $2 roll of nickels, because apparently I had a couple of rum punches in there while I was spending that $2. Because the next day we arrived in Cozumel, and we get off the ship, and we're walking past Froggy's, and I hear somebody yelling, "Hey, Marine! Hey, Marine!" And I'm looking around. My wife goes, "Hey, remember them?" I'm like,
No.
"Oh." She goes, "You talked to him in the casino for 2 hours last night." I was like, I don't know.
Okay.
You're yelling for me to come over. Well, this young Marine, he just got married that day. The wedding thing. His dad was there. He's like, "Yeah, get up here. So I got to sit with the wedding party. His dad was on one side of him. I was on the other. And they just kept bringing the drinks until I don't even remember getting back on the ship. So I kind of won because I got to have a great time in Cozumel for free. I don't know what that would have cost because it was a lot. And all the girls, the wedding party and Robin from Sea Lake Journey were dancing on the tables. That was a winner for me too. So I got free drinks in Cozumel, got to sit in a wedding party right beside the Marine that was getting married and watch all the ladies dancing on the tables. I consider that a huge, huge win from the casino. A memory that you can't buy with money.
It's the casino win that keeps on giving.
With a roll of nickels.
Roll of nickels.
So
I can't top that. I can't even top that.
You don't know who you're going to meet in the casino. That's my whole point. You're going to meet somebody. You're going to have a great day the next day.
I love that. I love that. Well, I guess I have to tell you that I'm not honestly not really a good winner, because when I won that $538, I had no idea what was going on. The machine wasn't making too much noise, and all of a sudden I pressed it and I had like $538 more than I had started with. And it didn't look like I was excited. It didn't look like I was surprised. It was kind of glazed over. So I am more of definitely a cheerleader, right? So I can definitely tell you on the Margaritaville at Sea, I was behind V and I was behind Edna cheering. I'm like, let's go. The machine was making, I'm like, yeah. She's like, I didn't even win it. I'm like, yeah. Just going crazy. Same thing for Liz and Chris. Actually, on this last cruise, they actually hit a really big grand jackpot or a hand pay jackpot or whatever you call it in casino terms. And I was there going, yeah, Buffalo. You hear me in the back of their video. So I'm really just a better cheerleader. Even when I win, like I said, it looks like I didn't win because I don't really know probably what's going on, or the machine's not making enough noise for me to go Buffalo. So I really like seeing, I guess I like winning, but I also like seeing other people win. I think it's fun. I think it draws attention. You know, everybody was looking over like, what's going on? The free games are still going on. Chris is still winning. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. Just give me another rum punch and Buffalo. Give me a roll of nickels and I'll be happy.
Yeah, there you go.
maybe have a day out in Port like Chet's the next day. No, it was great.
I will say it is more convenient that you can just put the sale and sign card in the machine now and add that to your account. I'm sure that helps and hurts people to decide to play on versus having to have your roll of nickels or cash it in and put the coins in the machine. So true. Well, this was definitely a great episode, guys. You know, talking about casino deals, talking about cruise deals. I know that's one of the hottest things now that people are talking about, especially the new cruisers, right? Kind of wondering about all of us seasoned cruisers. I was like, hey, everybody's talking about these deals, these casino deals and BOGO and buy one, get 40% off, get your airfare free, you know, and there's so many deals out there. So I think
having an episode where we can kind of talk about. We centralized a little bit on casino deals, but I think we gave out some good tips, and we had some good laughter too, for sure. Chet was definitely on one today, which is great. I love it. I love it.
Go Chet, go.
Go Chet, go. But if you guys have not listened to us on Spotify, I agree with Chet, because I know he said this many times. We sound a lot better on Spotify. I listen to it. Yeah, I love Spotify too. I listen to it on the way to work and on the way home from work. So you guys should listen to this.
Ahoy, fellow cruise enthusiasts. Ready to set sail on a sea of knowledge? Have you checked out the Conscious Cruiser podcast on Spotify? Well, what are you waiting for? Every week, our podcast is packed with all your cruising essentials. Whether you're driving to work, driving someone crazy, or driving to your next cruise port, pop on the Conscious Cruiser. We've got the best know-before-you-go cruise and travel tips. It's like having a cruise expert in your pocket. So give us a follow, give us a listen, and let's make your next cruise the best one yet. Don't miss out on the fun. Join the Conscious Cruiser community today. Now, back to the Conscious Casters.
That's right. And you can find us right on Spotify under the Conscious Cruiser. There is only one, and all of our episodes are on there. And we actually debut our episode here on YouTube at the same time on Spotify. So if you are just a Spotify listener, it is there every Monday at 5:30 PST and 8:30 EST in the morning, every Monday morning. So again, thank you, Chet from Sea Lake Journeys, and thank you, Elisa's from Elisa's Adventures in Cruising, for being such great co-hosts here in the on the Conscious Cruiser. And we will see you guys next week for another jam-packed episode. And I believe we are going to be talking about, oh my God, what are we going to be talking about? The length of your cruise. Right, that's right. Talking about the perfect length for your cruise. So we will see you guys next week. And everyone, have a great Monday.
See ya.
Monday.
And Elisa, we'll see you for your mood check later.
Thanks.
Mood check.
Bye, guys. Chet, I'll beat you there this week.
Oh, no, you won't. Not this time.